It is hot. Genuinely, embarrassingly, why do I live here hot? And if you were outside right now or just came in from outside, the first thing you did was go straight to the fridge. You grabbed the coldest thing in there, ice water, a frozen Coke, something so cold it hurts your hand just holding it, and you drank it fast because you were dying. Except here's the thing, under the right conditions, that drink is not saving you. It is speeding up the process. And that process, if you're unlucky enough, ends with you on the floor. Let's talk about what your body is actually doing when it's hot. Your core temperature sits at around 37 degrees. That's the number your body defends like it's protecting nuclear launch codes. Go too far above it, you get heat stroke. Go too far below it, you get hypothermia. Either direction, bad. So when it's 38 degrees outside and you've been standing in the sun for 20 minutes, your body starts sweating. Your blood vessels near the skin dilate to release heat. Your heart works harder to push blood around. Your entire cardiovascular system is in emergency mode. It's doing a lot, it is stressed, and then you drink half a liter of ice water in 4 seconds. Here is what happens next, and nobody tells you this part. The moment that cold liquid hits your esophagus, it runs right alongside your vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is one of the most important nerves in your body. It connects your brain to your heart, your lungs, your digestive system. It controls your heart rate. It is not a nerve you want to surprise. Cold liquid pressing against your esophagus can trigger what doctors call a vasovagal response. Your vagus nerve overreacts. It sends a signal to your heart that essentially says, "Slow down, something is wrong," and your heart listens. Your heart rate drops suddenly. Your blood pressure drops with it. Blood stops reaching your brain at the rate it should, and you pass out. Just like that. Standing in your kitchen, cold drink in hand, unconscious on the tile. This is not a theory. This is documented in medical literature. A 32-year-old healthy man with no prior conditions fainted after drinking a cold, carbonated beverage on a hot day. The published case report called it swallowing-induced syncope, the medical term for your drink knocking you out. Now, most of the time, fainting is embarrassing but not fatal. You fall, you wake up, you feel ridiculous, and you never tell anyone. But here's where it gets worse. Your body just spent 20 minutes in the sun, blood vessels wide open, heart working overtime, all systems running hot. And then you hit it with ice water and a vagus nerve alarm that crashes your blood pressure. If you're young and healthy, your body recovers in seconds. But if you're older, if you have any underlying heart condition, if your cardiovascular system is already under strain from the heat, that sudden crash can trigger something worse than fainting. Studies have found that ingestion of cold liquids should be considered a potential trigger for fatal cardiac arrhythmias in people with underlying heart disease. Arrhythmia means your heart loses its rhythm. It starts beating irregularly, and in the worst cases, it stops. There's a second mechanism, and this one is even more counterintuitive. When you're dangerously overheated, your blood vessels near your skin are dilated as wide as they'll go. That's how your body is releasing heat. It's basically opened every window in the house to let the heat out. Now you drink something ice cold. Your body detects the sudden drop in temperature internally and panics. It triggers vasoconstriction. Blood vessels near the skin clamp shut to protect your core temperature. All that blood that was sitting near the surface, helping release heat, suddenly rushes inward. Your blood pressure spikes. Your heart, which was already working hard in the heat, now has to handle a sudden increase in resistance. If your heart is healthy, it handles it. If it's not, that spike is a problem. You've essentially slammed every window shut at once while the furnace is still running at full power. The 19th century doctors actually understood this better than most people today. Back then, drinking cold water on a hot day was considered genuinely dangerous. Physicians documented cases of people collapsing after drinking cold water in summer, describing spasms so painful they caused fainting and in some cases death. They called it cold water disease. They were mostly right about the danger, just wrong about the remedy, which at the time was laudanum. Liquid opium for a cold drink. Medicine in 1820 was a different experience. So what is the actual threshold? When does a cold drink go from refreshing to dangerous? The honest answer is that for most young, healthy people, it doesn't. Your body handles it. The vasovagal response is mild. Your cardiovascular system compensates, and the worst that happens is a brief head rush or brain freeze, which is your brain's blood vessels overreacting to cold in a way that is unpleasant but not deadly. The risk is real but specific. It rises sharply in three situations. First, if you are severely overheated, not just warm, genuinely overheated, because your cardiovascular system is already at its limit. Second, if you drink very fast and very cold, because the speed and temperature of the stimulus determines how hard your vagus nerve reacts. Third, if you have any existing heart condition, diagnosed or not, because the arrhythmia risk is almost entirely concentrated in people whose hearts are already vulnerable. The combination of all three, extreme heat, fast drinking, unknown heart condition, is the scenario where a cold drink stops being a minor physiological event and starts being the last thing you did. Here's something else nobody talks about. Cold drinks in extreme heat don't actually cool you down efficiently. Your body temperature is 37 degrees. A cold drink hits your stomach, your body immediately works to warm it up to match your core temperature because your digestive system does not function at 4 degrees. So your body expends energy to warm the liquid, which produces heat internally while simultaneously trying to release heat through your skin. You are adding to your body's workload at the exact moment its workload is already at maximum. Room temperature water or slightly cool water actually rehydrates you faster and causes less cardiovascular disruption. The ice-cold drink feels better. It is not doing more. The cold drink is not dangerous because cold is dangerous. It's dangerous because of what happens when your body, already under extreme thermal stress, receives a sudden cold stimulus in the wrong place, at the wrong speed in the wrong person, and the wrong person, in many cases, doesn't know they're the wrong person. So when it's this hot and you reach for the coldest thing in the fridge, now you know what's actually happening inside your body when you drink it. Drink water. Drink it consistently before you're thirsty. Drink it at a temperature that doesn't send your vagus nerve into a panic. And maybe sit down first. The floor's a long way down when your heart decides to take a break.